I have had three big dreams in my life of things that I want to accomplish, of productive endeavors, if you will. And out of those three big things, I am currently working on two, but the third one, which was actually the first one, I once again have abandoned. And that thing was creating a video game, particularly a mobile game in this case, as I was studying game development when I was younger, and I wanted to make a game that I still love the concept of. I still love the brand of it and the look of it and everything about it, the concept. But here is my excuse, and I would love to know if you can relate to this or not. So let everybody know in the comments. I tell myself that project is too big, so I can't possibly work on it enough now that I still have a normal job. If I have a normal day job and my girlfriend doesn't live with me, so the weekends I spend with her or with friends or whatever, I can't work enough on that project because it's too big. So why would I work at all on that? And the big problem with that approach is that I would have had, I think next year is 10 years since I created the first prototype of that game. Think about it, 10 years. So how many hours I could have already worked on that game, but instead I haven't because I've said I don't have enough time. So with that being said, the other two things, I think some people can relate to some of these because these are not that special. So the second one is I've wanted to write a book for a while now, and I started writing the book like 2 years ago originally, and then I abandoned it again. And I started it again from scratch this year's January or something. It's been 1 year. And what happened this time was that I worked on it in January, February, March, whatever, and then I abandoned it again. But recently, I picked it back up because I realized how full of shit I am. And I looked at the book, at the text I had produced so far, and it was way more than I thought. I was so encouraged and motivated and happy when I took the text after months of not touching it and I saw, holy crap, I'm 1/3 done. I have to do 2/3 more and the book is finished. So once again, I didn't even realize how much I had worked on it because I had worked on it consistently for a couple of months. So today, for example, this morning I worked on it and I asked ChatGPT basically like, give me an estimate if I work on the book 3 days a week, like I worked today, how long is it gonna take to finish the book? And ChatGPT said, well, considering, all the vacations and stuff where you might not write it as much because you're hanging out with family and whatnot, traveling, you could expect to finish the book by the spring of 2026, which is crazy. And now I just have to be aware of that. I have to be aware of my excuses because they will come. And the third big thing in my life that I've wanted to do for a while is this, making these videos, which is something that I had envisioned a completely different type of channel. When I thought about what my videos are going to be like, what my channel is going to be like, it was completely different than what this right here actually ended up being. And even the experience of filming is completely different than what I expected it to be, which I love as an example for all you guys watching, because this was such a good example starting this YouTube journey, if you will. I was gonna start this channel when I moved to the countryside, but I didn't immediately start. I procrastinated for 1 year because I thought, I thought, oh, I want to put a stop to my pornography addiction first so that I can make videos about how to stop watching porn, because it's a big deal for me because I was addicted since I was a kid, basically, kind of. And so that was the vision I had. I'm gonna move to a new place, I'm gonna quit watching that nonsense, and then I'm gonna make videos about how I quit by moving to the countryside and becoming a better version of myself. And that didn't happen. And so I procrastinated. But the funny thing is this: one of the biggest reasons why I was able to quit and why I was able to keep myself from going back to that shit is not just that I met my girlfriend, who was like the catalyst for me quitting. She was the final piece of the puzzle to make it possible for me, because I had so many things going on in my life already that were good for me. So when I got that final human connection, which is what I was lacking, I believe, that was, that helped me quit. But the thing that has kept me busy all this time, like, you have no idea probably how much of my thinking, even when I don't publish something, I film things I don't publish, and even I don't film all the things that are in here. So for all the guys, because I know this channel should have some subscribers who, have suffered from that same problem of pornography addiction, I would say to them, start making freaking YouTube videos. It's gonna help. Make them consistently, no matter whether you're able to quit or not, just keep making videos. And so not only that happened, but once I started, after everything, I never thought it's gonna feel like this to talk to a camera. And I never thought what my videos are gonna look like, what I'm gonna sound like, what I'm gonna look like. The way I speak to the camera is completely different than the way I speak to people in real life, especially because I speak English here and I speak Finnish with my friends and everybody, so it's very different. My facial expression, my tone of voice, everything is different when I talk to the camera, which is very interesting to notice. I'm not sure why it is that I put on this YouTube persona when I am in front of the camera, because it happens when I don't even want it to happen. Like, I'm trying sometimes actively to not activate that YouTube persona. But in any case, it was such a different experience. And the point being, after all this rambling, is you don't really know what the experience is going to be like. So if you have a dream and you want to act on that dream, you want to do something about it, the way you visualize it in your head is different than what it's going to be like when you actually start taking action on the dream. So you shouldn't be afraid, because usually the worst thing that can happen is not that bad. Like with the YouTube thing, yeah, it feels like crap sometimes to post a video and get like 15 views, which means no one's watching your crappy videos, right? That's the feeling you get. You start to tell yourself these things like, yeah, well, no one's watching you. It means, you don't have any validation. So it means that you suck. And it's not always easy. But the worst thing that has happened, there is no bad thing that has happened. I still haven't showed my friends or family my channel, obviously, because why would I? And the worst thing that can happen is that they eventually find my channel and then I feel cringe. And that's the worst thing. That's literally the worst thing that can happen. Nothing else. There's nothing else than feeling some level of shame about doing something and not being validated by seeing success with that thing that you're doing. Like, that's the worst thing that can happen. And even then, most people have gone through that anyways. Like, you look at the videos of people like PewDiePie or Mr. Beast, and they were cringe as hell. And then you listen to some really successful rich entrepreneurs and they will tell you they didn't make any money for the first 10 years. So if you are afraid of starting, check your excuses. Because like I said, the mobile game. It's only excuses. There is no real reason for me not to work on that. There really isn't. I'm just telling myself, yeah, well, it's gonna be too much work, it's not gonna be worth it. Yeah, well, like I said, if I worked on that goddamn thing for the 10 years that's passed already, that's the thing about time. 10 years goes by just like that, and then you think about the small, tiny little actions that you could have taken, but you didn't. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video for whatever reason, please leave a like for the algorithm, because YouTube is gonna recommend my videos more if you do that, so that would be awesome. I thank you so much for that. I thank you so much for watching in the first place. And I'm gonna make these types of videos about once a week. And if you are interested, then consider subscribing. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week and whatever, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye-bye.